Yamana Deva Nachare Jayara Ramarava Kandaviyare Alakshana Lakshana Gachakshana Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Netaga Deva, 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 Netaga Deva. Netaga Pemanande, Deva, Shalapa. Sankirtan means together. Not always so easy that it's together. Okay, so free me from that place. Maybe I should just turn a little bit because you're always sitting so much to the left. And I guess the Vyasa-san is big enough for me just to turn a little bit around. Om Agyantimanasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manupastam Sabadamyana Bhuttale Swayam Rupakadamayam Danati Swabadantikam Namam Vishnupada Kashyapasa Bhuttale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Govani Pachayane Nivishesha Shanyavari Pashatari Shatarine Vanchakapati Vesha Kripa Sinuvivacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasadi Go Bhaktamanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so our topic this morning is deepening our relationship with the Holy Name. Let me share that one of my humble missions is to conduct Holy Name retreats in all different parts of the world. And yeah, one very sweet and deep and transformational experience is the Holy Name retreat I conduct every year in Ekachakra Dham, Nityananda's birthplace. And I do this every year over Christmas. From this year, it will be 23rd to 27th of December. it's actually a good time to visit Mayapur. I personally find the Gopuranim time, it's so intense. So many pilgrims are there, and you hardly even fit into the temple room for Mangalarti. But December, January, good time. Over New Year, there's also quite a few people coming. But yeah, so I would like to invite you to come, because this is such an amazing experience. We stay there for 4 nights, and I have a whole systematic, journey I'm taking my participants on. You get a whole folder with printed materials. We do some exercises in japa and in kirtan, with evening kirtans where we apply what we discussed during the day. So it's really, you can enter a different reality out there. And of course, Nityananda's mercy, just staying 4 nights in Ekachakra, that's already an amazing experience in itself. Anybody of you has been to Ekachakra? Nobody. Wow. So please come. Yes, it's really quite something. I heard you are connected with, what's his name, from Chicago, that brahmachari? What's his name? Acharya Nishta, yeah, he once came with me. Yes. So, and it's a pretty small group. I cannot even accept more than 50 people, because there's not more accommodation in the ISKCON temple. So I've already booked the whole place for this year, and I arrange everything, transport, prasad, accommodation, everything. All you have to do is be in time in Mayapur and register on my website. You ask him. It's quite, some people, and I'm not saying this because it's my retreat or something, but quite a few people have told me this was a life-changing experience for them. Just going in seclusion and focusing for 3 full days only on the holy name. This is quite amazing. And usually it takes me about 2 days to, enter back into busy life in Mayapur, and I'm always in separation of this sweet mood in Ekachakra, because you're in a small group and we attend the morning kirtans, and our group, usually the men can lead the Mangalarti there and the Guru Puja, and it's a really nice experience. And they arrange nice prasadam, not too spicy, not too oily, and so it's really good. It's because Ekachakra is about 4 hours by bus from Mayapur. So many people go there for the day, but that's a bit of a torture, You're 4 hours there, 4 hours back, and then you're just 2-3 hours there. Not so nice. But if you stay there for 4 nights, you get a whole relationship to the place, And on the first day of arrival, I take the group around Ekachakra on different special holy places, and it's a really nice experience. And then after that, throughout the January, I'm giving 5 weeks of courses, all the courses. So whoever has a bit of time, it's a good package deal, You come for the Holy Name Retreat in Ekachakra over Christmas, and then you've got 3 days over New Year, and then the whole January courses, Monday to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. And the morning program you can attend at the temple. So it's quite a nice package deal. So I simply wanted to share that before we start off. Yes, because I'm very convinced that very easily we forget the importance of making ongoingly endeavors to get on deeper levels of chanting. So yesterday we were talking about over-familiarity, right? So this also enters any kind of activity which we do very regularly. Even like if we are every morning on the altar doing the puja, very easily this can become some mechanical routine business. Yes. And that we forget what we are actually doing there on the altar. And we become over familiar with that activity and ultimately with the Lord. And we forget that we are actually personally serving the Lord. So in the same phenomena, we also have in chanting, because chanting japa is an activity which we hopefully all do every day. And this can easily also become a very mechanical, routine thing. And we forget what we are actually doing here, you know? And then our mood is just to get these rounds done. And our joy comes from, oh, thank God, I finished. And not actually from chanting the holy name, right? Yes, this can very easily happen, you know. So, and then of course, you know, if we chant in that mood, then there will be no taste.
Because first,
how long can we do it? You know? How many years? Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 15. But sooner or later we get to this point, this chanting, I've tried it, doesn't work for me, you know? And then easily, even as Brahmin-initiated devotees, it can often happen that people stop chanting 16 rounds. And it often sneaks in a gradual way, that we have some deaths in our rounds, right? We don't finish them in one day and we think, well, I'll chant them tomorrow. And then the deaths are increasing, like everything is ever increasing in Krishna consciousness. So sometimes also these deaths of rounds are ever increasing. And then we come to the point where we think, well, my service is more important. Never mind, you know, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves that we don't chant 16 rounds anymore. And nobody even may know, you know, because we don't go around asking people, are you chanting 16 rounds still? I know some initiating gurus who have a special website for the disciples, initiated disciples who are not chanting 16 rounds anymore, where they can submit their sadhana sheet just to try and inspire them by reporting to their guru every day, you know, to actually get back up there to 16 rounds. It's all around the world, this phenomena we can, you know, observe. And this comes because we are not realizing that this chanting is a very deep science and secret. And we ongoingly have to make some endeavor to get some insights so that Krishna reveals himself proportionally to our endeavors, right? So we have in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam Kirtayantumam, Yatanta Sadrita Rata, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination. So this is one of the most important principles to cultivate bhakti. No matter what we do, we have to endeavor with great determination. We have to give our very everything in our service, no matter what it may be. Cleaning the temple room, or cooking, or dressing the deities, or chanting, or going on a Harinam book distribution, whatever we may be doing, if we want our service to transform our heart, the heart has to be involved, right? Makes sense. And we involve the heart by serving with heart and soul, giving our everything in service. If we hold back and we just serve with 5 or 10% of energy, just enough not to be kicked out of the ashram, that kind of service attitude will not cultivate bhakti, definitely. So good to know, because we can waste so much time in our devotional life if we don't know these things and we just prod along and just do the bare minimum with a gloomy face, you know, and then Krishna will not be attracted to that kind of service mood. And then no realizations come, no taste, no deeper satisfaction and joy. And then Krishna consciousness can become really boring, you know? Yes. But if you really dive into it and serve with heart and soul, Krishna consciousness will never be boring. Because Krishna, as Paramatma is there, he witnesses our eagerness to serve the devotees and the Lord and please them. And then he reciprocates and gives us a taste. So same thing is there in chanting. I have to keep an eye on the time. How long shall we go? You give me a time. Who is the boss? Running around behind me. So, Prabhu, give me a time. Huh? What's the latest I should finish? Huh? Come on, Prabhu. Mataji is the leader today. Okay, so what's the time limit? Huh? 8:35. Wow, that's only 20 minutes. I mean, it's up to you. I actually wanted to do a japa exercise with you, but this will not be enough time. I was hoping till 9. But I'm flexible. I can adjust. Let's not waste time here. Come on, you know. 9 is all right? Okay, good. Yes. So I'll try and keep it concise, because this one japa exercise is a bit of an eye-opener for people. And that's why I would like to do it. Even if you don't have your beads right now with you, it doesn't matter. You can chant without beads. All right. Yes. So let us remember that, and we have heard this many times, that Krishna and his holy name are non-different, right? We have heard this many times. And yet, to realize this is not so easy. In a nutshell, it basically means that by chanting the holy name, we get Krishna's direct association. It means we are meeting Krishna face to face. Wow, that's quite amazing, isn't it? We all know how important association is. So to meet Krishna face to face, wow, this is amazing. But of course, it depends on how we receive Krishna, right? We are calling upon him by chanting his holy name, but we also have to be mindful of his presence there. We have to be attentive towards him. We have to receive him in a respectful service mood, right? We can imagine we invite our guru to our home for lunch. Well, your brahmachari is here, but anyway, let's imagine. And then he comes, and then when he comes, we turn our back to him. We have more interesting and important things to do. So what is he going to do? He's going to turn around and leave. You know, why hanging around with such kind of reception? Or we fall asleep when he comes, you know. So what kind of reception is that? Obviously, we cannot even call it associating with Guru, because we are not, actually, even though he's there, trying to be there, you know. So, and we definitely don't get any benefit from such kind of association, if you can call it like that at all. And we may even get reactions for an inappropriate, offensive way of receiving him. So, and the same thing is going on when we chant. I'm sure I haven't been to a Mongaladi here, but do you recite the 10 offenses to chanting the holy name? No. But you know about them. Hopefully, you learned that in your Bhakti program. Yes. So, and there is an 11th offense, which is to be inattentive while chanting. So, and this inattentiveness is the root cause for all the other offenses, right? So let us just very briefly, I mean, usually I spend 3 hours on this session, but now I'm trying to condense it to 1. So let us just very briefly understand this inattentiveness. Actually, in a 3-day holy name retreat, I just explore that, what it means to actually be inattentive. You can spend 3 days exploring this. Yes. So there's inattentiveness on the level of the body, on the level of the mind, and what's the third level? Body, mind, and ooh, it's funny, always the first suggestion is soul, and then mainly from the man's side comes the intelligence. No, come on. Oh. Inattentiveness on the level of the body, mind, and heart. Thank God. Yes, because the process of bhakti is always centered around the heart, right? Yes, it's all about love. And that's in the heart, not in the intelligence. Yes, sometimes we are pretty disconnected from the heart these days, you know. Yes, body, mind, and heart. Exactly. So, inattentiveness on the level of the body while chanting means we are doing something else while we chant, right? There's a whole list of all our favorite versions of inattentive chanting. One really prominent one is chanting while doing something on the phone. You know, and we may even say, oh, this is special mercy for Kali Yuga, that we have this finger there so we can still work on the phone and scroll up and down and type some messages and you know. Yes, but no, sorry, it's inattentive chanting. And, you know, chanting while going for, you know, shopping trips or driving the car or reading something or watching something on the screen or even attending a lecture or a kirtan while getting these last rounds done. It's all inattentive, you know? Yes. So, yeah, the mood behind this chanting is to maximize our time, you know? Oh, I still got these rounds left. Okay, fine. I'll just chant them while going to the market and doing the shopping. On the clicker. Is anybody chanting here on the clicker sometimes? Yeah, you better don't. If you have one, get rid of it. Throw it out. Yes. Or there is this mood of, maximizing our time, or spending this boring japa time in a more pleasant way by going for some walks and looking at the birds and the bees and the flowers and the nice nature, or, distracting ourselves by looking at all kinds of pictures. Darshan in Mayapur, Darshan in Vrindavan, Darshan here, Darshan there. Oh, how nice. What other pictures are there? While we get these rounds finished, we distract ourselves, Yeah, so you can reflect what is your favorite version of inattentive chanting, just to become a little more conscious of our bad japa habits. So then comes inattentiveness on the level of the mind, making plans, using japa time for a plan-making session, shopping list, next preaching program, trip to India, whatever it may be. We make plans. And sometimes people say, oh, every time I chant, I get these most amazing ideas. They must be coming straight from Goloka Vrindavan. But no, sorry, it's inattentive chanting. So, and then inattentiveness on the level of the heart, which is, of course, the most crucial one. But as long as we have all these inattentive habits, chanting habits on the level of the body and mind, there is no question of attentiveness on the level of the heart. No question. So in a nutshell, and maybe we have heard this, Prabhupada gave us a nice analogy, how we are meant to chant. Anybody knows what I'm trying to get at? We should chant like doing what? Yes, like a child crying in utter helplessness and desperation for his mother. That's how we are meant to chant. But are we chanting like this? Are we? No, we are not. Yes, that's the problem. We are not. Why aren't we chanting like that? Who can say? What stops us from chanting? What blocks us from crying out to Krishna? Our false ego, yes. Exactly. Because we think we are so cool and we got it all down and life is not so bad. And, yes, I've got it all under control, There is a powerful purport which I actually want to read to you, but I will skip it because we will not have the time. But which verse is it? 1:8, 26 or 24 or something. The chapter where Queen Kunti prays for the calamities to come again and again. And there is a few powerful statements from Prabhupada in the purport where he says, a person who is situated in great material satisfaction cannot sincerely chant the holy name. Wow. Just see how dangerous material satisfaction is. And yet, we are striving for it, aren't we? You're all amateurs, most of you. So maybe this is not so much in the forefront of your life. But once people get married, then very often they get onto this mindset to endeavor for material satisfaction. Fancy house, big mortgage, this, that, you know. So if we are enjoying great material satisfaction, how can we helplessly call out to Krishna? Confirmed. So yes. As long as we are situated in great material satisfaction, not much room for calling out in helplessness. And one interesting thing is a child who cries out in desperation for his mother does not have the problem of a wandering mind, right? Yes. Very simple and yet profound. The child will not say, strange. Every time I'm crying for my mother, I'm thinking of so many other things, with whom to play and what to play and where to play, right? No, child does not have that problem. There's no other room in the child's mind except, where is my mother? I need her right now. Yes. So that already gives the answer, the solution to the wandering mind. It's to involve the heart. That's the solution. Very often we hear this question, what do we do when the mind wanders? And the standard answer is, pull it back and hear. And that, of course, is correct, but it's not everything. If we just leave it at that, then very easily we end up in a boxing match with the mind, right? We pull it back in here, and for 2, 3, 4 mantras it works, and then boom, the mind carries us away again. And then we pull it back in here, and then we are locked into a boxing match with the mind. So that will not get us further. The solution is to involve the heart. Whoever feels a little tired, please stand up. Yeah, because these are so important points, and it would be a shame if you miss them. Yes, just stand up, lean against the pillar so you don't fall over. Yes, so involving the heart, that's the solution. Actually, Gaur Govinda Maharaj, you may have heard his name, he wrote a few interesting books. He made this statement saying a temple, an ISKCON temple, is a crying school where we have to learn to cry out to Krishna. So here you have a pretty nice crying school. So now all we have to do is actually learn how to cry out to Krishna. And that's actually, we can say it's the essence of Krishna consciousness, actually. To learn to really, from the heart, cry out in helplessness for Krishna. And because we are so easily situated in material satisfaction, that's why Krishna sometimes helps us to feel helpless, by sending us some calamities, right? Yes. And then, we turn to Krishna and we cry out, you know? Every part of the world has their own calamities, either war, like in Ukraine. Actually, the Ukrainian devotees have shared with me how this war really helped them so much to take shelter of Krishna. Because when the bombs are raining from the sky, what other shelter do you have? No other shelter. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, I have read amazing descriptions where devotees share their realizations, you know, the benefits of the war, you know, even though we're not praying for one. But these calamities come out of their own way, you know, Krishna knows. Or it can be floods, hurricanes, bushfires, you know. You also got a few of those here in America. Or pandemic, or a personal calamity, somebody near and dear us dies all of a sudden, or we are hit with some, terminal disease. I don't know if I mentioned already, I had cancer 2 times. So, and they were the best experiences in my life. They were, yeah. Oh yeah, you get so many realizations when you're a little closer to the edge, and you take shelter. Yeah, really, I wouldn't want to miss them. I wouldn't want to miss them. Yes, it was a real wake-up call. One of my main realizations was that all my big achievements at the moment of death, no significance. Absolutely none. The only thing that counts is my relationship with Krishna. That's the only thing we are allowed to keep. That's eternal reality. Everything else, just part of the crazy show here in the material world. And at the moment of death, curtain closes, it's all over, it's all finished, Ooh, yeah, that was a sobering realization, Yes. Yes, so let us remember, we chant the holy name. Why do we chant the holy name? Yes, exactly. To develop our lost and forgotten relationship with Krishna. Yes. So the heart has to be involved. So basically, the first secret in chanting is that when we chant, we should mindfully turn to Krishna, feelingly call out to him, Krishna, please accept me, longing for the relationship. This is how we are meant to chant, not only in japa, by the way, also in kirtan. Yes. So we have to turn to Krishna, feelingly call out to him, helplessly, desperately, longing for the relationship. That's the first step in developing any relationship, that we are conscious of the person's presence there next to us, right? Yes. Even in the brahmacharya ashram, if we want to develop deeper relationships, step number 1 is we have to be mindful that there is a person here next to me, and that person has different needs and desires and, right? But very easily we can keep ourselves so busy, running, and we just ignore each other. Oh, Haribol, Prabhu, yes, I'm busy, I'm running. Haribol. I like to call these kind of relationships Haribol relationships, where we don't get beyond the Haribol and how are you and nice to see you and see you later, Yes. Anyway, so same thing is there with Krishna. Step number 1 is that we have to be mindful of his presence. But we can actually, believe it or not, very easily completely cut Krishna out of the picture in our so-called Krishna consciousness. Yes, it's going on massively. That people are running, ambitiousness, so many big plans, projects, seva, running. But hey, what am I doing for my relationship with Krishna? Sometimes almost nothing, especially if in the chanting, we are also busy making plans and we are not turning mindfully to Krishna. Like that, we can completely forget to develop our relationship with Krishna just by keeping ourselves so busy with all different plans and projects and then at the moment of death, we realize, oh my God, I haven't done anything for my relationship with Krishna. And then we are clinging on to all the, relationships here in the material world. Because at the moment of death, we are tested. Which relationship is the most important one for us? Is it my relationship with my husband, cat, dog, goldfish, whatever, grandchildren? Or is it my relationship with Krishna? Which one is most important for us? That's what we are tested in. And if there's any other relationship more important than our relationship with Krishna, we have to come back and finish this more important business. Yes. So to make Krishna our main and foremost, relationship, that requires preparation. And that's exactly what lies in the chanting. So I do want to do this little japa exercise with you. And again, even if you don't have your beads with you, no need to run off now and get them. Let us chant one round, everybody in their own pace, and we try to do that we deep within our heart, we mindfully turn to Krishna, feelingly call out to him in desperation, filling our chanting with longing for the relationship. Let us try this. And it is easier to concentrate on the sound if we close our eyes. Right? So we can close our eyes and try to chant like this. And I have to warn you, I'm a pretty slow chanter. I need 10 minutes for one round. So you may finish before me, but I hope you will also allow me to finish my round. Yes, and if you're tired, you can stand up, but maybe no need now to walk up and down. Just try and really focus on connecting with Krishna, longing for the relationship. So let us try. Dasi. Hare Krishna. Shikha Krishna. Rama. Krishna. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Krishna. Hare Rama. Shikha Krishna. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Krishna. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shikha Hare Rama. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Rama. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Rama. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Hare Rama. Shani. Shikha Shani. Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, 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 Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, 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 Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna Krishna, Rama, Krishna 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 Krishna, Rama, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Shani. Shaka, 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 Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Shani, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shaka, Rama, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Rama, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shaka, Rama, Shani, Shaka, Shani, Rama, Shaka, Shani, Shaka, Gora Premanandi, Hori Hori Wo. So just come back for the last 10 minutes. So how did you go? Was it easy? Was it easy? Yes. What are you doing in the material world then? You saying it was easy? Really? Well, most people say no. They realize how difficult it is actually to really deep in your heart turn to Krishna, feelingly appeal to him, longing for the relationship, calling out in helplessness. I mean, even after 38 years of chanting, I find it difficult. Yes, yes. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe you're pure and perfected devotees or something. I'm not sure. No, it's difficult because for lifetimes we have been in the habit of ignoring Krishna completely. You know, so just to put tilak or neck beads on and shave up doesn't mean we have made some internal paradigm shift here. No, it doesn't. Very easily we keep going and ignoring Krishna and just externally go through the motions of Krishna consciousness. Yes, this is what's happening in many people's lives. Now, interestingly, in Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that if we chant without really mindfully turning to Krishna, this is not the real thing. It's a reflection of the holy name, a shadow, but not the real thing. So soon we have breakfast prasadam. If I show you a reflection of a plate of prasadam, will this be satisfying to your stomach? No, it won't. Here, eat. Looks good, doesn't it? So this reflection of chanting the holy name will not be satisfying to the soul. No. And His Holiness Satchidananda Swami Maharaj, he is one of the personalities who likes to conduct holy name retreats. He calls this kind of chanting, where we don't turn to Krishna mindfully, consciously, longing for the relationship, he calls that empty medicine capsule. Yes. Capsule, not tablet. Capsule you can open, and usually there should be some medicine inside, but you can also have empty capsules. From outside, looks like the real thing. But then when you open it, whoops, there's nothing inside. Oh my God, empty, no effect. So that's what our chanting is like. When we chant, just rattling down the rounds, not mindfully turning to Krishna, it's empty capsule. It almost has no effect. Not on the absolute platform of re-establishing our relationship with Krishna. On that level, no effect. Because for the chanting to reawaken the relationship with Krishna, at least we have to be mindful of Krishna's presence there, right? Yes, otherwise nothing will happen in our relationship with Krishna. So, well, I have to admit, for the first 20 years of my devotional life, I probably took empty capsules, for sure, because I never heard anything about these things. In the early days, nobody was talking about these things. You know, we are always focusing on the numbers. How many rounds are you chanting? How many? But nobody asks, oh, what kind of capsules are you taking? Empty ones, full ones? By the way, there's also a poisonous one. If you want to find out, it's all in the False Ego book. There's a whole summary of a holy name retreat in there. Yes, so this is a serious thing. And this is exactly why I like to conduct these holy name retreats, to hope that maybe it will save some of your time, that you don't walk around for 20 years chanting empty capsules and never even hearing about it, right? Yes, yes. I think we have to admit, you know, in big cities in the Western world, there's so many meditation centers, right? Almost on every street corner. Kansas City also, many yoga meditation groups. Yes. So usually they're, of course, Mayavadis. But I think we have to shamefully admit that they take their meditation so much more seriously than we do. When they meditate, they sit down, lock the door, don't disturb, I'm meditating, put the Mayavadi meditation music on, light the candle, I am meditating, right? But what are we doing? We're walking around this, you know, and we call that meditation. Even though our meditation brings us to the topmost level of Goloka Vrindavan, where nothing else leads, But we deal with it so lightly, cheaply, externally, superficially. Yes. And then we cannot be surprised that after so many years of chanting, nothing much happens in our hearts, Yes. Okay. 3 minutes for questions. Yes, Prabhu.
This was submitted online by Andrea Mataji. She asked, why and how is the relationship lost?
Simply by being in the material world through the 3 modes of nature: ignorance, forgetfulness, trying to enjoy without Krishna. That's why we are here. We're turning our back to Krishna and we want to enjoy separately. So no better way to, forget Krishna. And then depending on the place of birth, where in the world we take birth, even that is not a coincidence. It's all a question of our desire. So the Western world, Germany, America, they're probably the best places to take birth if we want to forget Krishna, right? Definitely, But then when we take birth in India, Bangladesh, or in a Hindu family, we hear already about Janmashtami and when we are in the womb of the mother, even though the whole process of bhakti is also lost in Hindu culture, but at least we are a little closer to it, Yes. So, in a nutshell. What else? Anything about chanting? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I've heard that Nambas or impure chanting leads to pure chanting. Can you kind of explain that? I think. Yeah.
Well, there's 3 levels of chanting. Nam aparat, the offensive stage. Nam abas, the clearing stage. Shuddhanam, the pure stage. So interestingly, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we actually come on the level of Namabas. Because with all respect, we are trying this chanting, I remember the moment when I chanted the first time on beat. This was something, So that's Namabas. When we really try with respect to do this chanting, So, and then we have 2 options. We can either go down to Nam Aparat and develop so many bad chanting habits, or we stay in Namabas and work our way up to Shuddhanam. And I think, again, we shamefully have to admit that practically all of us take option number 1. And we go down to Nam Aparat. And we develop so many bad chanting habits. And then once they are established, so difficult to kick them out again. Oh my God. So we could save ourselves all that if we would just train our devotees right from the very beginning how to chant and how not to chant. Like the Mayavadis train their followers. Why don't we do that also? Yes, that we really train our devotees. I mean, here you've got a good chance to do this. That, there's no question of having a phone near you when you chant, Yes. Yes. Oh, and there's so many other things, Last question. Otherwise, I'll get into trouble here for going over time.
So, I hear that if you chant faster, around 7.5 minute rounds, you can hear it a little better, or actually, you can actually hear it. So I forgot my question, but basically, should we try to chant faster, or should we try to chant slower, or what's the ideal speed, or what's the ideal
There is
time?
no ideal speed. The main thing is pronounce every syllable properly and involve the heart and hear nicely, So, I mean, some people, they can simply move their tongue faster. They have a better coordination there. Like, I just can't talk that fast, like some other people can. And when I started chanting, I took about 7 rounds per minute. But then when I started doing holy name retreats, now I can't do it faster than 10 minutes. Sorry, even though I try. And sometimes I look at the watch, how long do I take? Sometimes I'm thinking, maybe I chant 2 mantras on one beat, But no, I just can't do it faster than 10 minutes, So it's not a question of speed, And I heard this from other devotees too, that once you actually involve the heart more, then it takes a bit more time. You just can't have this machine gun chanting. You just can't, it doesn't work anymore, But if you chant too slow, sometimes people, they want to really do the right thing. And Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No. Some intensity has to be there because you want to cry out like a child in helplessness. So if it is too slow, where's the helplessness here? So there has to be some intensity there, And I dare say, ultimately, it is a personal matter. As we say in Shikshastikam, they're not even hard and fast rules of chanting your holy name, Yes. So, but I also remember when I took 7 minutes for one round, I was in the Brahmacharini ashram in Sydney for 4 years. Sometimes my ashram friends were saying, I think you're missing some syllables, And Fordzi go, me missing syllables? No, can't be. Who are you to say, Fordzi go protest. Yeah, but probably I was missing some syllables, I'm pretty sure I did. And sometimes I hear different devotees chanting and, what are they chanting? Half the mantra is missing or something, Yeah, so if people are too fast, there could very well be that risk that they're missing half of it. And they just want to quickly get it done or something, So no, let's involve the heart. Let's cry out. And whatever time it takes to pronounce every syllable properly, that's what it takes. But if people chant 16 rounds in 1.5 hours or something, this sounds a bit suspicious to me. Or sometimes people say, I chant every day 64 rounds. And I'm saying, wow, how long does it take you? Well, just 4 hours. Okay. Well, it would take me more than that. It would take me 8 hours or something. Yes. So we have to be careful. Okay, so thank you so kindly. My apologies that I went a bit over time. As far as I understand, tomorrow we don't have a temple program, But I don't know if you know that we are actually going out to this rural community and we celebrate Panihati Chipped Rice Festival there. So I would say any of you who have time to come, please come along. I'm sure it will be great. It's a very nice pastime, one of my favorite leelas with so many nice instructions. And from what I've heard, the program starts at 3. And how long does it take to get there? Huh? 1 hour? Yeah, so I simply wasn't sure whether you were informed because on the leaflet it's not announced because it's kind of their program out there, you know. But I mean, if you ask me, I'm thinking, why not invite everybody, you know? It's such a nice event, this Panihati. Tomorrow is the day according to the Vaishnav calendar. Many temples celebrate this, you know. So it's a nice thing, you know. But anyway, maybe I've never been there. Maybe the space is limited or they can't host so many people or whatever, you know. Okay, so then we will meet again on the Sunday program, I believe, right? That's the next thing on the schedule. Okay, and if anybody wants books, I mean, all of you were here yesterday, you know what they're all about. So yes, they're available. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Swami Vedabhaktivinoda ki, Gaura Premanandi, Hare Hare Krishna.